Hello everyone, I am Dr. Jo Jingyi. Today we are going to dive deep into a topic that is currently shaking the foundations of the weight loss industry. GLP-1 receptor agonists have become a massive hit worldwide, fundamentally changing how we approach the treatment of obesity. Originally intended as a treatment for type 2 diabetes, their powerful weight loss effects have led to them dominating the beauty and lifestyle markets. They are now hailed as a miracle obesity treatment and a next-generation diet drug by millions of people across the globe. Hollywood celebrities and IT entrepreneurs have all publicly declared their use of this drug, fueling a frenzy of demand and market expansion. The market size for these medications is predicted to reach unprecedented levels, with some analysts forecasting it to be the biggest drug class in history. However, behind the frenzy and the media hype surrounding this weight loss drug, crucial data is now coming to light that is raising serious concerns. That data reveals an astonishing and counterintuitive possibility. While the drug can successfully reduce weight, it may also cause people to become significantly less active. What exactly is happening behind the scenes of a slimmer, more slender body? Is this trade-off truly worth the price of losing weight? Today, based on the latest scientific data, we will thoroughly explain the pitfalls of reduced activity levels and the subsequent health risks. Let's first clarify the source of the information. The basis for this finding lies in the latest lifelog data analysis results published in Science Daily. The research team tracked and analyzed vast amounts of activity data from wearable devices, primarily focusing on Fitbit users. The study followed thousands of users who were taking GLP-1 drugs, such as Wegovy and Ozempic, and had achieved rapid weight loss goals. By analyzing real-world behavior rather than just clinical trials, the researchers gained a much clearer picture of how these drugs affect daily life. Traditional medical approaches assumed that weight loss would lead to a lighter, more energetic body, naturally encouraging more activity. However, the Fitbit data showed the exact opposite. During the weight loss process, users' activity levels did not increase as expected. Instead, their daily steps and the time spent in moderate to high intensity exercise significantly decreased compared to their pre-medication levels. In other words, while they lost weight on the scale, they simultaneously became far less active in their actual daily lives. This trend was consistent across the thousands of users analyzed, revealing a potential behavioral side effect of the treatment itself. Even as users hit their weight loss targets, their physical engagement with the world around them seemed to dim significantly. This low activity phenomenon is more than just a lack of motivation. It appears to be a systemic physiological response to the medication. Understanding this data is crucial for healthcare providers and patients who are currently navigating these powerful weight management tools. The discrepancy between weight on the scale and actual physical movement is the core pitfall we must address for long-term health. This reduction in activity was seen regardless of age or starting weight, suggesting a fundamental biological mechanism at play. The sheer scale of this data set provides a high degree of confidence in these findings, which are now being reviewed by global health bodies. When you move less, you burn fewer calories through movement, creating a complicated feedback loop that can affect metabolic health. As we will see, this behavioral slowing is just the beginning of the story. The internal changes are even more profound. Pharmaceutical companies are now being urged to include more comprehensive activity monitoring in their future clinical trials. A 30% drop in average daily steps was common, representing a significant change in the user's lifestyle and energy expenditure. This data serves as a wake-up call, reminding us that weight loss is only one part of the health equation. So why does activity level decrease? The reason lies in how GLP-1 affects the brain and our human survival instincts. GLP-1 receptor agonists directly act on the satiety center in the brain, powerfully and effectively suppressing appetite. They also slow down gastric emptying, meaning food moves from the stomach to the intestines much more slowly. This tricks the brain into feeling full very quickly, even with very small amounts of food, dramatically reducing calorie intake. However, the human body's primitive defense mechanism intervenes here. The brain perceives a state of starvation. Since no new energy is coming in, the body's survival instinct decides it cannot afford to expel the energy it already has stored. In medical terms, this is called metabolic adaptation. Your body is effectively entering a power-saving mode. Think of it like a smartphone. When the battery level gets low, it reduces screen brightness and blocks background apps to conserve power. The human body works in almost the exact same way to maintain life during periods of extremely low caloric intake. The brain unconsciously reduces daily activity by slowing down your walking pace and reducing unnecessary fidgeting or movement. You might find yourself spending much more time sitting without even realizing that your drive to be active has vanished. This is a primitive survival tactic that evolved over millennia to keep our ancestors alive when food was scarce. In this state, every movement is seen as a costly expenditure that the brain tries to avoid to keep the core systems running. This explains why the natural urge to exercise often disappears shortly after someone begins taking GLP-1 medications. The same signals in the brain that tell you you're full are also linked to these energy preservation pathways. While you feel full and satisfied, your body simultaneously feels empty of the motivation to move or be productive. This biological trade-off is often the silent partner to weight loss, and most users aren't even aware it's happening. Medical professionals are now beginning to warn patients that their weight loss may come at the price of their daily energy. The hypothalamus, the brain's control center, is essentially recalibrating its expectations for how much energy you can spend. As the numbers on the scale go down, the metabolic brakes go on, leading to a state of sustained inactivity. This sedentary weight loss is a new phenomenon that requires a complete rethink of our health priorities. When energy intake is low, the body's priority is always survival, not physical performance or athletic activity. The chemical bond between the drug and the receptors is so strong that it overrides the natural drive for movement. The things that once felt effortless, like taking the stairs or walking the dog, suddenly feel like monumental tasks. The mechanism is clear, and the implications for our long-term health are profound. We must look at the risks. You might think that weight loss is always a good thing, but the real concern for medical professionals is sarcopenia. Normally, a healthy weight loss plan combining diet and exercise burns fat while preserving or even building muscle mass. However, when you use medication while maintaining low activity levels, your body begins to break down muscle for energy. The number on the scale may drop steadily, 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms, 20 kilograms, but this can be an incredibly deceptive and dangerous metric. In many cases, it's highly likely that you are losing a significant amount of muscle essential for survival and daily mobility. When muscle mass decreases, your basal metabolism, the energy your body burns while at rest, drops significantly. A body with a reduced basal metabolism becomes far more prone to rapid weight gain once the medication is stopped. For middle-aged and older adults, this is a serious problem linked to higher risks of fractures and becoming bedridden. Sarcopenia can lead to a skinny fat condition where body weight is low, but the risk to overall health is extremely high. Losing muscle means losing the ability to live an independent, active life as you age, which is a devastating trade-off. Physical strength is the foundation of our metabolic health. Without it, the entire system becomes fragile and vulnerable. This is why many researchers are increasingly concerned about the long-term metabolic impact of these weight loss drugs. Protecting your muscle through high-protein intake and resistance training is not just recommended. It is a medical necessity. The science is clear. Losing weight at the expense of your muscle is a dangerous trade-off that can affect your quality of life. Muscle doesn't just help you move, it also protects your bones and helps regulate your blood sugar levels. Without the structural support of muscle, the body becomes more susceptible to injury and chronic pain. We must ensure that the goal of weight loss does not come at the cost of our future health and mobility. New guidelines are being developed to help patients manage muscle loss while taking these powerful medications. The focus must shift from weight loss at any cost to healthy body composition management for all users. Staying active is the only way to signal to your body that it needs to keep its muscle while it loses the fat. This data from Fitbit has the potential to significantly change future lifestyles and the entire pharmaceutical market. In the near future, the idea that exercise is absolutely essential because of medication will likely become the global standard. We expect to see more exercise prescriptions being mandated alongside the prescription of GLP-1 weight loss drugs. New industries like specialized protein and user-specific fitness for drug users are predicted to expand rapidly. The fitness world is already pivoting from weight loss to muscle preservation as its primary value proposition. Wearable technology will play a key role in monitoring patients to ensure they stay active and metabolically healthy. The business of metabolic health is entering a new era of personalized and integrated care models that go beyond a simple pill. This is a global shift in how we approach the obesity crisis, moving from a pharmaceutical-only to a holistic lifestyle model. We are seeing the rise of a new GLP-1 economy that prioritizes functional health, strength, and long-term vitality. The ultimate goal of this shift is to ensure that medical progress translates into long-term vitality and energy for everyone. Personalization will be the key, as every individual's metabolic response to these medications is unique and complex. We are moving toward a future where healthcare is truly proactive, addressing lifestyle and medication together. This transformation will help us avoid the pitfalls of modern medicine while embracing its incredible benefits. The integration of these three pillars will define the next decade of wellness and disease prevention. Innovation in this space is moving at lightning speed, and we must stay informed to make the best choices for our bodies. GLP-1 receptor agonists are undoubtedly a historic and groundbreaking invention in the treatment of obesity and metabolic disease. They are a powerful medical tool that can save many lives when used correctly, with caution and under professional supervision. However, the Fitbit data raises a fundamental question. Is simply reducing the number on the scale truly a sign of health? A healthy body is one that can walk powerfully on its own and live a life full of energy, purpose, and physical vitality. Perhaps it's time for us to re-examine the absolute fundamentals of a healthy body: the balance between diet, exercise, and medicine. By staying active and protecting our muscle mass, we can truly harness the power of these new medications while avoiding their risks. This concludes today's explanation. If you found this scientific deep dive helpful, please subscribe to our channel and give a thumbs up. Check the video description for a full list of reliable sources and the research papers mentioned in today's video. Knowledge is power. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the very best on your journey to achieving true, lasting metabolic health. Goodbye. Remember that individual results may vary based on your genetics and gut microbiota. Always consult with your doctor. Thank you.